when I started watching This Is England and I put my first review up, everybody was like, Ali, you gotta keep watching, you gotta keep watching, you gotta keep watching, you gotta keep watching, you gotta stay with it. Like it's the movie is just, it's not enough. You gotta keep watching the series. And I was like, oh, okay, everybody keeps asking me to watch the series, I'll watch it. And pretty much it became requests. It got to the point where they became requests. And I got to This Is England 90. And then I knew why. The moment I saw it, I knew why, or I guess I found out why people want me to keep watching the series. There are a few moments in TV shows and movies where the scene that I will remember when I think of Avengers, I think of the scene in New York and they're all getting ready and they're circling around them. When I think of the Batman vs. Superman, I think of Martha. Like there are certain scenes in movies and TV shows that like pretty much epitomizes that thing. Epitomizes that show or that movie. Like this is the moment you're gonna be like, that represents everything about this. And the luncheon scene in episode 3 of This Is England 90, freaking masterpiece. Like, it was so good that I would literally tell people, like, you have to watch This Is England. Don't stick with it for one scene. Like, it all amounts to one scene. And it is probably the apex to me of this series. And it comes at the end of it, but it's the apex of it. It is so good, and I'm excited to talk about it on this episode of Movie Breakdowns when I review This Is England 90. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdown Series Review. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What is Series Review? We'll take a TV show or a movie series, give them a grade, A through minus, plus A through L, plus and minus do count. And there's a series you want me to review, let me know. Please put in the comment section below and I get to as best as I can. I also have a Patreon, Patreon/Ali Zakka, and on that Patreon, you get first come, first serve. You're paying for my services. You ask me to do something, I would do it immediately because you're paying for it. Also, you get other stuff on there, such as trade reaction, trade reviews, and much more content. Now, let me go ahead and jump into this episode of Movie Breakdown Series Review. This Is England 90. So good. So good. Like, I'm going to pretty much talk about it. This is spoilers, guys. You haven't seen this, go watch it. I'm about to spoil it all because it opens up with the seasons, actually. So yeah, spring, summer, winter, or spring, summer, fall, and winter, autumn, and winter. And the first episode is pretty much a chill episode. Woody and Lo are back together. They actually have a kid now. Milky's back in the picture and they're taking care of. So like Lo has 2 kids, one with Milky, one with Woody. Everybody's kind of been together. It's like that whole scenario with Woody, Milky, and Lo has all been like brushed underneath the water. They're all friends again. Milky and Woody are best friends again. Lo is pretty much, you know, everybody got along. Everybody got along. And it's really just a nice episode. It's like, you know, since '88, a year gone by, because the end of '88 was Christmas time, so December, and then you have the whole year of '89 that you don't get to see anybody, and then back in spring of '90 you get to see everybody again and see how everybody's doing. So a lot has changed. Sean, however, is still hung up on Smell after he cheated on her, and he goes and finds her and she's like, I moved on, and Sean breaks down and you're like, okay, well, I don't care about you, Sean, you're a cheater. Like you have not done anything to really show me that you are really a good person. He yells at his mom, he snaps on his mom, which his mom does try to get him to go to school, but he snaps on her, and he's really just seemed like a brat to me still. And I was like, Sean, you just haven't really aged. You haven't really grown up. And it even more evident, so the group are now together and they kind of like partying and stuff like that. They go into parties, and at one of the parties, Sean finds Smell's boyfriend or boy toy or whatever you want to call him, and starts to put a fight with him, which I should say finds. He actually walked up, smells relationship, boyfriend, wherever it is, because she kind of says it later on in the season. But let's just say Mel's boyfriend walks up to Sean and say, hey man, just want to introduce myself, don't want to have any hard feelings. And Sean took it as an offense. The guy was wrong, to my opinion, to walk up to the ex-boyfriend and say, hey, I'm just trying to make sure we're all good here. But also I can understand he wants to send out a peace treaty. But whatever. Sean loses it, they go into a fight, a brawl breaks out. And they're like, man, what's wrong with that guy? And Sean's just really upset. And that's like the only kind of drama you get. In the first episode of This Is 90 really was just to me it was a okay episode. It was average. I don't grade episodes unless I really feel like I need to. But to me that episode was like a C if I had to grade it. It was just okay, but that was the first episode. Things change in episode 2, 3, and 4. Episode 2, there's a shift in it. So Gadget and Harvey, who mostly been side characters or like joke characters throughout the series, have now become a little more serious. Harvey and Gadget are kind of going at each other. They're best friends, but they've been going at each other. Gadget wants to go on, like, they're going to like another rave, but it's like kind of like, I don't know the best way to describe it, like Lollapalooza or I can't think what's the other one, but like a dance festival, music festival kind of rave where you're like out in the country and like everybody's kind of coming together, camping out and partying kind of thing, listening to music. They went, Gadget, Harvey, they got Sean, they got Trev, and also Kel, who's been going through her little things too. She has fallen more and more into drugs, alcohol, and just sleeping around because she's trying to like fill a void. And that dives deeper into this episode when they get to the rave after being lost. And this is a really tough thing to watch, but Kels get drug raped. They give her heroin. She's already drunk and hammered as is, walking to some guys. They give her drugs, more heroin, like give her heroin, and then they pretty much take turns sleeping with her. And she gets raped. Drug rape is horrible. Horrible scene to watch. But then Shane Meadows does like the directing and writing. Shane Meadows and his team flip the point of view where you're seeing it from Kel's point of view and she's seeing her father, which is really weird. And I was like, I had to stop and look up, like, did she get touched by her father? Her father also saw her too. Did her father molest her as well or rape her? Like, I looked this up. He never touches her, but she envisions that while she's having sex with these guys. And I'm like, oh, why they throw that in there? And then you find out in episode 3 why, but it was really weird for that to happen. And I can't remember if it's the end of episode 2 or the beginning of episode 3, but Gadget finds Kels after Kels leaves those dudes. She wakes up in the morning, leaves the guys, and kind of just sits down, just kind of think about life and everything. Gadget finds her, and Gadget try to have a heart-to-heart with her, and like, hey, you can tell me anything. I'm here for you. Like, don't block me out, kind of thing. Like, he's trying to let her know, and Gadget's really becoming more serious. Now, the whole group been partying and dancing the whole night away, so they're all probably drunk and hungover. Also in that scene, which is like summer, see episode 2, Sean has a little character development, which I was like, okay. He breaks down from a lady who he thought he'd be a soldier. He thought he'd be a fighter. He was like, I'm a fighter just like my dad. And the whole series, you never really know what happens to Sean's dad. You know he went to war. You know he's missing in action. And they never really like said exactly like he is dead until this episode where Sean says my father is gone and he's looking down on me and he's like saying, dude, why are you crying? Get up. Keep going. And Sean breaks down. Like, it's like when he finally comes to the conclusion that his dad is no longer there, or at least on camera, when he finally says that, like, his dad is no longer there, and he really does grow up because of that. Like, that scene, he kind of loosens up. He's no longer this just bratty kid who trying to push everybody away, who got to be like tough as nails and kind of thing. He really lets his guard down and really reveals another side of him. And I would say this, Thomas Thurgoose, freaking phenomenal actor. He did a great job. Great job portraying the character Shine in such a way where you feel like you can like him and hate him at the same time. And for the longest time, I did not like Shine's character, but Thomas, phenomenal actor, great work for his part. Like, grade A, grade A. And episode 3 rolls around. And before I get to episode 3, the exact details of it, I gotta tell you about Lo, Milky, and Woody. They've been pretty much having a good time, like living their life, just going about adulthood and just living life pretty much. I don't know what else to say about it. They're having a good time. There's no more really drama with them. There's a few scenes, for example, where Woody's mom and dad still feel like they need to inject into his life. And he's like, no, stop it. I'm fine. I am fine. Stop injecting into my life. I'm good. So there's that little drama there, which actually adds a little bit later. So it's a little bit of a setup. But episode 3, Lo and Woody is like, we have to tell everybody. We kind of have to tell everybody. They talked about in episode 2 and I think a little bit of episode 1, but not episode 2 for sure, about what the change is going to happen. You think they're talking about Milky, about letting him stay there, which they're not. Combo's coming back. He's getting out of jail. And Lo and Woody feel like it's good to let everybody know what really happened. Woody knows. Woody knows. But nobody else do. So this luncheon, you bring over Shine, you bring over Milky, you bring over Kells, you bring over their mom, Lo and Kells' mom, you bring over Trev, and then the lady that helped Lo get through her problems in 88, she is there. And Lo, the writing and the music, I believe, stops as well. The music stops. Lo, freaking Vicky McClure, great job, like trying to get it out, trying to figure out how to say the pacing and cadence of like, okay, should I say it now? Should I not say it now? I'm trying to do it. Trev is sitting there saying like, it's okay. Woody's also like, hey man, you got this, and the mom's like trying to figure out like, okay, are they gonna say what's going on? Kel's just trying to figure out like everybody else is like trying to figure out what's happening. And then when Lo tells them like it wasn't Combo that did it, it was me that killed our father. Phenomenal. And like just the pacing of it and the reaction of everybody is phenomenal. Like Lo told Kells and her mother that like, hey, he tried to assault me, he raped me for years. Trev got raped, it was when I drew the line, and Kelly's like, no. Like, you killed our dad. He's a great man. Why would you do that? Like, he loved you. And she kind of saying like the reason why he messed with y'all because he loved y'all more than he loved me, kind of things. And they're like, Trev and Lo's like, what are you talking about? Like, he was a horrible person. And then she's like, Kelly goes, well, how come mom stayed with him if dad was such a horrible person? And the mom's like, I was scared, I was a coward, and it just breaks down into a freaking masterpiece where Kelly's going at Lo and Trev and just losing it, and it is such a great scene. Like, Shine and Milky's reaction, the back end, where they're like just sitting there soaking it all in, kind of like, what the heck is going on? Because they're not really a part of it per se, but they've been around it, and it is freaking great. A+ all around. So like if I can get them all like awards or like Emmys or freaking Oscars, it would be all in like, you get one. It was so good. The scene, I'm not doing justice. You have to stop and watch that scene and just let everything soak in because it is phenomenal. And once Kelly leaves and walks away, Milky interjects and he's like, what do you mean Combo's coming back and he's also going to stay at the place where my daughter's living at? Hell no. Like, Milky loses it. He's like, I'm not about to let some racist come in and be there with my daughter when you know what he did to me. How you think he's gonna look at my daughter? And Lo's like, that's my daughter too. Like, that's happens. Like, you know, no. Woody's like, not Woody, but Milky's like, no. She is still black. Half black maybe, but she is black. And Milky's like, I'm not doing it. My daughter's not gonna be here with that man. And he's taking his daughter away. It is phenomenal. Like the whole breakdown of it and the viewpoints from each character and what they're going through. The writing in that room was, oh my gosh, phenomenal. The music stops, the pace and the camera angles, and like there's certain times where, like, for example, somebody be drinking something and the camera wouldn't be a different scene. It's still the same scene. That person you see put down like the glass of what they're drinking out of, and you can see it happening all at once. So you know they didn't do multiple scenes. It was just one take. I feel like just great, just great. It is. Like, that's the apex of This Is England. That scene was phenomenally done. Just props all around. Give it up for everybody, because that was so good. So good. It was freaking phenomenal. And the breakout after that, like, Kels goes more into drugs and just goes more into a spiral and end up bumping to Gadget. She goes to Gadget's place. Gadget lets her in. She tells Gadget a little bit, but not the full details of everything. And she continues to do drugs. Harvey and Gadget gets into it because Kels is around. Harvey catches, this is England episode 4 of 90, where he actually catches Kels doing drugs and kicks her out. And Gadget's like, that's messed up. She needs us. And Harvey's like, no man, she's using us. Just great on their part when that happens. And Combo does get out of jail. He gets out of jail. He goes back to Lowell and Woody's place, stays with them. He's kind of like, thank you guys for having me back. I'm a different man. I have a different philosophy and viewpoint on life. And you want to see Combo change. You want to see him get better for the good. And it's phenomenal. And also on Sean's hands here, Sean does get into photography school, which I'm just going to talk about him, get his storyline out the way. He meets another beautiful girl, and they hit it off. So he has another girlfriend. Gadget and Kels, let's go back to them, and Harvey. Like I mentioned, Harvey and Gadget got into it. And this is how much going to jump into 90 episode 4. So Gadget goes after Kels. Kels leaves. Gadget goes after Kels. And he does find her eventually. He runs into Sean. Sean and Gadget go chase down Kels. He does find her. And they have another heart-to-heart where Kels just pretty much belittles Gadget. Like, she goes in on him. And Gadget's like, I'm your friend. I'm your mate. I've been here since day one. Like, let me help you. She's like, I want to help you. And she's like, how can you help me when I don't even know how to help myself? I can't even, like, think my own self. And yet I'm going to let you be in my position. And Gadget's like, if I was in your spot and things would change, I know you would do the same for me. And she's like, no, you don't. Like, just, man. And it sucks because you see a friend, and Gadget's breaking down tears. He is crying, and Kels is like, why are you crying for? Why are you doing this? Like, just really just being ugly to him. And Gadget's like, I'm just trying to be a good friend. I'm not even sure it was a friend zone relationship kind of thing. I saw one thing where somebody was like, oh, Gadget loved her, so that's why he's doing this. And I can't remember, and This Is England 86, if that was a person Gadget was hung up on before he met Trudy. Like, I can't remember, did he always want to be with Kelly? I don't know. That was the girl. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But the fact that Gadget really had no other character arc, but just saw the funny goofy guy in 88 to now being the guy in 80 or 90 where he's like super serious, like, I'm trying to be there for a friend. It's great. And like his acting and just freaking great. Gadget character was done so well in 90, and I just props again. But Kels eventually leaves Gadget and Shine in the group and kind of just goes off on her own and kind of comes back to it towards the end where she realized like I really messed up. I want to come back and be around everybody. And the place she comes back to actually is a very cool thing that I think is a nice bow tie in the end of the season. The end of the series was Lowell and Woody's marriage. They finally get married. And we get to witness it, and it's a nice ending to the series for them, which is great. But one person is missing at this marriage, at the wedding, at the after party, and that's Combo. Now I mentioned Combo got out of jail. What happened to him? Milky comes in, and Combo starts anew. He got a job where he's hanging out with people of different colors and races, different genders. He's like kind of like a assistant teacher kind of thing. I feel like he's a teacher or kind of work at a school like a YMCA where he's like helping out kids and stuff like that. And he went on his lunch break, first day at work actually, goes on his lunch, bumps into Milky. Milky said, let's go get coffee. Combo's like, okay, I'm gonna get coffee, let's go talk. They go talk, they sit down, and they have a discussion about what happened in '83, what happened in the movie. And Combo tells Milky, I didn't beat you up for the color of your skin. I didn't snap on you for that. Because I snapped on you because I was jealous of you. I snapped on you because I was jealous of what you had. You had a family, you had all this stuff going for you. And Milky's like, but I was a kid, and you decided to beat up on me to near death. I was in the hospital, my family was around, you wasn't. I was near death and you just almost killed me. And Combo's like, I'm not racist. And that part hit me. When Combo said he wasn't racist, I was like, what the heck? I was like, you're telling me this guy did this out of just spite and jealousy? Not even because of race, because he was jealous? That's more terrifying. Like, I knew Combo was unhinged and just like something you couldn't trust, but right there just even solidifies it even more. He's willing to beat down somebody just because of what they have, of his jealousy, and almost beat them to near death. It's more terrifying than him just saying, I didn't like you because of the color of your skin. I would have been more accepting of that actually, because to me, him saying I didn't like you because of the color of your skin, I'm like, all right, well, you have a problem with other people of different races. You got to mess with, like, you deal with yourself. I'm going to just go ahead and go over here and be on myself. I'm not going to be around you ever again. When he said I was jealous of you because of what you had, not because of the color of your skin, means you can do that to anybody. You could be like that to Woody. You can be like that to Sean. You can be like that to anybody else because you're jealous of them. You liked what they had and you realized you couldn't have that, so you're going to snap on them too. He could have snapped on Lowell. He could have snapped on all these other people because of what they had. That's more terrifying than somebody tell me they don't like me because of the color of my skin. They tell me they don't like me because of what I have. It's more terrifying. That's like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. And Milky kind of like, well, at least I know my daughter's kind of safe. Like, I felt like Milky, to me, if I was Milky and I heard that, like, well, at least I know my daughter's safe, so that's fine. But I wouldn't do what Milky did, because Milky didn't stop it. He was like, I'm sorry, Combo, thank you for telling me this, but unfortunately, you reap what you sow. And Milky's family comes in. Combo looks over, he's like, well, this is it. He gets in the van with Milky's family. Milky sits at the coffee table, starting to tear up. Didn't really try to stop him or anything, especially after Combo's like confession and everything. They drive Combo out to a warehouse near the port, and this is what got me. Milky's brothers or family members, all black, stays in the van, and the door opens up and it's two white guys. Not to try and be like, make race into it, but I just thought it was interesting how Shane Meadows and the team did this, the writing team did this. They chose two white guys to take Combo out of the van, and Combo is now scared. He's like, I don't want to die. 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 And they're dragging him up like these stairs and taking him to a room and then shut the door so you don't see what happens to Combo, but he's just like screaming, I don't want to die. And I just thought how it was weird that somebody who was part of a racial group in '83 to a racist group, not even racial, but a racist group in '83 to like getting potentially killed by people of his same color. That to me, I was like, huh. Like, it wasn't even like the brothers just dropped them off there. They didn't even do it. They hired two guys who was the same color as Combo to take him out. And I was just like, huh, that's what a twist. Like, what a twist. Like, they couldn't do it. Like, they couldn't take out Combo. And I don't know, I'm not sure there's a little thing there. I'm not sure there's anything. But to me, I noticed that because I was like, it's the same people of color that Combo is, that pretty much took them out, or a combination of colors. You want to put it that way. You want to look at the viewpoint that, oh, Milky kind of set everything else. So it's like everybody involved. Look at it that way. Everybody took out Combo. Like, you know, to me, it was really weird, and I'm not sure it was intentional. But then again, it could be, because everything else in this series is freaking jaw-jacking and eye-opening. I wouldn't be surprised if Shane was sitting there, Shane was like, yep, they're not going to see that coming. That a little twist in there. We're good. Anyway, but yeah, Combo almost, like, we don't know. We don't know. We don't see him get killed. We assume he's dead. I don't think he is, but we assume he's dead. And at the wedding, which is like the best time of everybody's life, Woody and Lo finally did it. They finally got married. It is the bow tie. Everybody's happy. Kells comes back and confesses to her sister. Her sister's like, hey, we're here to help. Go have fun. We got you. Don't worry about it. Stay with us. And Milky and Lo actually have a talk before Kells come in, and Lo's asking where's Combo. Milky's like, I don't know. And at the end of it all, everybody's having fun. Milky just sitting there at the wedding rehearsal, or at the wedding rehearsal reception, at the end of the wedding, and kind of just like silent. While everybody else is enjoying life, he's the only one who's not really happy. Probably because he knows that Combo's dead. And it is a bow tie to end of the series, and Sean, bring back end of the series, grows up. He has a girlfriend, and Smell comes back. And Sean this time tried to be the bigger man and say, hey guys, I'm sorry. He talked to Smell and her boyfriend, or boy toy. Said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, I shouldn't snap at you like that. It's not me, I'm sorry, you know, I hope you accept my apology. And her boyfriend's like, yeah, I do. And Smell's like, no, that ain't my boyfriend. Who is this girl? And started trying to belittle Sean and his girlfriend. And Sean's like, I'm out, nope. And Smell's boyfriend's like, hey man, that's not even cool, Smell, what you doing? And it's just funny how Smell is now hung up on Sean, while Sean's like moved on and trying to be the bigger person. So I get props to Sean on that too. But this whole season, besides episode 1, was great. And it's a nice transition. I've always believed a season should transition to like small, not so good, to great. And this season does that really, really well. The shift really happens in episode 2, which is summer, and then just takes it from there. It is great. It is super great. I really want to talk about the characters now, which, let me hop into that. Let's talk about Joe Gilgun, who plays Woody. Great. And matter of fact, there's a scene in the 4th episode where Woody and Lo are sitting with Lo's mother and Woody's family about the wedding. And Woody's ex-girlfriend, who's still around, wants to be a bridesmaid and also wants to be like part of the wedding. And Lo's like, I really don't feel comfortable with that. You don't have to be. And Woody's family's like, we'll do everything for the wedding. And Lo and Woody's like, no, that's not really fair. And Lo's mom gets into it with Woody's mom, and they go at it. And Woody's back, like Woody's in the background most of the time, and his reaction is phenomenal. Joe Gilgun's reaction, him just cheesing and everything breaks out, because he knows how his family could be, and seeing somebody else put his family in their place, that is great. Thomas Thurgoose, who plays Sean, phenomenal, great job, acting all around, great. Chanel Cheswell, who plays Kells, great, great job, phenomenal. And also, it's interesting, the one thing that was odd to me, because their dad dies in '86, and 4 years go by pretty much, or 3 to 4 years go by, depending on where they're at in the year, goes by where Kells starts to break down. She didn't break down in '88. Lo broke down in '88, but Kells, I guess because of delayed, I don't know, whatever the case may be, but her part broke down in '90. I just thought it was kind of odd. I felt like Kells and Lo should have experienced the same thing together in '88. Like, it shouldn't be that delayed, or maybe it just hit her later in life. I don't know, but it was really interesting, and how they changed, like, they changed who they want to focus on. Like, this season is really more about Kelly, Gadget, Harvey, and Milky and Combo, really, which are later in. But Lo and Woody kind of take a back seat to everything, because their stories already been done. Sean just been there because he's kind of like the protagonist of the series, but he's not really the main character. Like, it's a group of them. but I thought she did great. Andrew Ellis, who plays Gadget, phenomenal. He went from the jokey character to the serious characters. That's hard for some actors to do, to go from the jokey one with this like I'm the comedy relief character to the serious character. Freaking great, Andrew Ellis. Vicky McClure as Lo. You know how I feel about Vicky as an actress. She is phenomenal. Stephen Graham as Combo, great, great. Andrew Shim as Milky, phenomenal. Joe Hartley as Cynthia Fields, who is Sean Baum, great. Michael Socha as Harvey, phenomenal, great. Rosamund Hansen as Smell. For the time you got to see Smell, she was great. She's only in it for, you know, 2 episodes really, and she kind of falls out of the series, but I thought she did a good job. And last but not least, Danielle Watson, who plays Trev, she did a great job as well. Like, just phenomenal. This cast is great. The music is great. The set pieces and design, the camera angles and the lighting is great. Speaking of music, when they time to play the music when it needs to be joking and like serious, good points and way to like good timing on that, and great way to build tension with the music, and scenes where it just need to be serious and no music playing, phenomenal. This is a great job all around. Is this a season you should watch? Yes, you should definitely watch this season. If you've been watching This Is England, you should watch this season. This is one you need to put on and need to watch. The luncheon scene is just a phenomenal scene that will always be embedded in my mind from here on out on what great acting is. That is just freaking great. I feel like there's stuff in that scene. For example, the shower, or not shower curtains, but the curtains to the windows fall down in one of the scenes, and they don't react to it. Like, they kind of do react, like if it's like happened in real life, like, oh, the curtain fell down, but they're more focused on the actual situation. And I feel like that was something that wasn't intentional. I feel like in the script it wasn't say like Woody steps back and the curtain falls down, where the case may be, or Woody's holding Kelly and the curtains fall down. I don't think that was intentional. I think that actually happened while they was legit filming, and they just kept rolling with it. It's just great. Also, there's a few things, like for example, Stephen Graham, he did something on his lunch scene. There was a pigeon walking in front of him, and he, instead of just being like the serious character and like ignore the pigeon, he actually, I think, tries to chase the pigeon or runs up to the pigeon. I just like little things like that. Just, it's nice, just good stuff. And I like when the directors keep it in. I was like, oh, why'd you do that? They keep it in and keep that little touch of the humanity into it. I love it. Grading time. I'm going to grade This Is England 90 an A-. An A-. The reason I'm going to grade it A- is because episode 1 was really just a setup episode. It was a C episode to me. Episode 2 kind of goes to a B, and episode 3 and 4 are A+ all the way through. The acting just gets great. The directing, the lighting, the moonset, the little pieces and little touching designs, just phenomenal work, and it's just, oh, it's great. You should watch that luncheon scene. You need to watch that luncheon scene. This is a freaking A- of a season. This Is England 90's A-. If you've seen This Is England 90, what do you think? Please put in the comment section below. Tell what you guys' thoughts are. Other than that, see you guys in the next episode, and keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, you want to see what else I'm doing in my normal life and other things that's going on, please follow me on Instagram at Ali_Zakka. I'll put it right here around my face. Yep, right there. Also, if you want more episode of movie breakdowns or grind towards success or whatever it is I'm doing on YouTube, you know what? Follow my page right here, like I said before, the little comment thing right there, And then you can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right here, and watch the last episode Grind Towards Success right there. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. See y'all next time. Keep being awesome.